Disfavored camp. This fort was constructed shortly after routing rebels along the valley's western edge. The Archon Graven Ash directs all disfavored efforts from this location. Hail Fatebinder. Camp zone up ahead, don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another. It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. It's none of my concern, carry on. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices of Nerat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story, so let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. It makes a crazy kind of sense considering how long the siege has taxed their armies. I can understand why Kairos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos, Day of Swords, or all will perish. What's the Day of Swords? "26th of every month." One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. I really ought to be meeting with the Archons. One last thing, be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously and most have suffered too many blows to the head.
Will do. Right.
You've arrived at last. This isn't just any Fatebinder. This is the Stormcaller Artanis, fought with us all the way back to the gates of judgment. Served on the front lines, saw it with my own eyes. Salute. It's an honor to have you in camp, Fatebinder. Sorry in advance for all the arguments your presence will bring out. Hopefully it won't be like back in Stalwart with the chorus trying to claim our work slaves, just because they can't win a battle without crippling losses. Disfavored game. Oh yeah. Fatebinder, I think this misguided little shit just insulted my brothers and sisters. In my book, that's this dispute between the armies. Are you going to stand for that? No harm down. Stand down. None to you, maybe, but the word of mouth and one standing are important in the army. A cocky guard who doesn't know his business can do as much damage as a pitchfork to the guts. I thought you would have had that figured out by now. Go on, and the soldier gestures towards the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent center of camp.
I got it.
Alright. Your largest crate. Open it now. Of course, Fatebinder, don't let me inconvenience for a moment. Try to steal something? Everything seems to be in order here. Most of the camp followers are slaves or haulers. You don't see many merchants. I try not to congratulate myself on my good fortune, since it's by the wisdom and mercy of Tunon and I make a profit. Perhaps we're not so different in that respect. If I wasn't following the rear guard, peddling my wares, my niece Rona and I would no doubt be caretakers of a pitiful market stall. shouting above the rabble to make ourselves known to the lords and ladies of the bastard city. Let me see your wares. Don't really need anything.
I got it.
Glory to the voices of Nerat. Fatebinder Artanis, I presume. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus.
Got it. Will do.
Just search out the rest of this place before I go in that tent.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike the stubborn iron we have here. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're grabbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with the bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff comes from the smiths and Lenthian's Crossing. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down to Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge bound. Iron is Tunan's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? If I find myself an echo call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. So the iron fell off the boat and rusting on a riverbed. Or it ends up in enemy hands. I appreciate that, as does the great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. I knew that Tunon, fuck knows, wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. So we're looking for the missing shipment.
I've got it.
I'd say that's worth a second glance.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tiersmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would kill the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
I'm here to proclaim Cairo's edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. The Queenslayer. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemy, Lord Ash. Lord Nerat, our guest is here. Glares silently.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kairos' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind their walls? My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, but that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
I require no thanks for doing my sworn duty.
Modesty is your prerogative. But know that cooperation and goodwill have been rarities of late. You do your Lord Tunon a great honor by aiding your cousins in the Disfavored.
Tunon, so that's how you pronounce it.
No, don't mind us while you trade your gushing praise. We're sure the Fatebinder has come because our company lacks in small talk.
I come bearing an edict of Kairos.
It seemed only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the bastard city. Now Kairos has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the Oathbreakers?
The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. Its every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft. Timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
Learn to work together or we're all doomed.
The Fatebinder is right. We're acting not as leaders, but as children. I've no time for your foolish japes and penny tots. We should focus on the objective at hand, and that is taking the Matani River, and then advancing to Ascension Hall and ending this edict.
Enough talking, there's work to be done. My lord, Barak and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once, and I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the Disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
And before we forget, we have a debt to settle. Last year, when our warriors got confused about supply lines, so kind of you to understand how things get muddled in the fog of war.
Let the rings fall to the ground. I don't take bribes.
Bribery? But we paid you after you helped us. You law pups are so hard to figure out sometimes.
Fine. The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment. But I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. I am reminded of our last campaign, here in Vendrian's Well, when the Scarlet Chorus insisted we observe an armistice to cater to some backwoods Tearsman festival of carnality. We were lucky you were present to overrule such a foolish notion. So it is good you are here now to squash any further spurious delays. Queenslayer, I would ask that you join us in battle, if only for the satisfaction of your presence enraging the enemy. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I would be honored to help. I'll be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you're ready. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Thai will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp. Due east, seek him out if you must.